Hello, my name is Dejanay Christian Jewel Brooks, and this is Wisdom. I only got a few. I'm at like the red in my battery, so I don't know how long this is gonna record. But I do want to drop this gem while it's in my heart and while it's in my spirit. And what I do, and what I'm coming here to say is to talk about manifestation, but not even necessarily manifestation in the action of manifestation or the practicing, but in the aspect of being able to receive manifestations and what that truly feels like. As I'm learning how to explore this within myself, I think the last video I was talking about how like it's been finally like a closing finale episode season benchmarker that I've been going through recently. But I've also been going through the introduction to the new path, which is really good because as one door closes, another one opens. And that's really, really good. And one of those aspects of what I've been opening myself up to is understanding that manifestation and bringing things into your life is more than just writing it down 369 or praying or visualizing. It really is about your heart more than anything. It really is about your chakras. It's about your energy. It's about your ability truly to be able to receive. And I've talked about this before, but I think now I'm in a place where I finally, I've opened up my heart a little bit more, a lot more, and I can feel it. And I'm sharing this with you guys because I feel like it's very important that when you're asking for something, you're not only asking because, it's the intentions behind what you're asking for is what is truly going to align you to it, and then your ability to actually open your arms for it and be ready and be open within yourself. And being open isn't just only being open to the things that you want. It's being open to the things that you need as well, and being open to the things that you may not even know that you want. And it really has, or at least from my perspective, it has a lot to do with your heart, because I've been learning a lot about the blockages that we place within ourselves comes from our belief in ourselves. Like I was sitting here and I was thinking, I was like, I literally, right, like in this world that we live in, if you believe in God, if you believe in whatever you believe in, there has to be something that is creating what is going on. There has to be something that makes this earth the earth, that makes the trees, the water, the wind, the sun, that keeps these things going. And it had to be something that was created for us to even be here. And I mean that spiritually speaking, and then I mean that also physically speaking, because whether you want to look at it or not, you had to be created by the action of sex, by the creation of two people joining together in union and co-creating a being. And not all the time is that based out of love, but the actual energy of it is based out of love and creation. And so I say that to say it's the same thing when you're asking for something or you're praying for something or you're trying to bring things into your life and your energy is, I hate to say it, but like blocked off, whether it be for self-love, whether it be from fear of loving other people or receiving love from other people, it kind of creates the hindrance. It creates this pathway where you are almost like, nah, okay, wait, no. Like, it's like, like it don't make sense. It won't add up a little bit. And so I was saying that to say, is like, I was thinking about this the other day where it's like, I've been, manifesting things in my life, but I've also been blocking my manifestations because I haven't been in a receiving state. I haven't been in a state where I've been comfortable to receive these things coming into me, right? So whether it even be a lot of it for me, it's been reflected in my love life. Not ironically, but like it's been reflected back in my love life, where I realized over these last couple months that it's like, okay, like you want that feeling, but as soon as you get it, you sabotage it, you run from it, you block yourself off from it actually being able to fruitfully grow. Not because you don't deserve it and not because you don't want it, it's just because you don't know how to receive it. and you're afraid of receiving it, or you were afraid of receiving it. And so within doing that, it's been like, okay, well, how do you heal that? And for me, it's been self-love and being true about how I want to be loved, and then showing up for myself and how I want to be loved. And of course, it's still a process. You still grow, you still learn, and you still change. But for myself, I know, like, I'm a sweetheart. Like, I need, like, I'm a sweetheart. I need to be talked to in a certain way from somebody I desire or I want that connection with. So every time I journal now, my introduction to my journal entries is, hello, my beautiful best friend. I love you so much. You slept. Like, I start off how I want to be given unto. And since doing that, and even just that one change, it really has changed my relationship to how I'm communicating and interacting with myself, and how I know I want to receive things, how I want to how I want to receive love, how I want to receive being talked to, how I feel, how I know how that makes me feel. And so it's kind of the same thing when you're like sitting here and you're asking God, like, you know, give me $1 million. Give me $1 million. Give me $1 million. But you doing $1 actions, it's not gonna add up. And what I mean by $1 actions, it's not even necessarily in the 3D world that I'm talking about, because you can literally be busting your ass off. You could be working so hard. You can be having this job and having this side hustle and doing all these things, but your relationship to these things coming in, if you're not comfortable being grateful and being happy about it and being like, I deserve these great things. I'm so grateful that I was able to put in that work and that God aligned this for me so I can make this extra money. You know, if you're in the mentality or the mindset of like hustle culture, or like, oh, well, I gotta grind, blah, 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 bag, it's about the bag, chase the bag. And it's like, man, fuck that bag. Man, fuck that bag. And why fuck that bag? Because when the bag is gone, right? Or even when you have the bag, and I mean the bag in the sense of monetary success, I mean that in so many different things. If you cannot sit here and be present with not having anything, then none of it will fucking matter. None of it. It won't, because at the end of the day, you don't get to leave the earth with the shit that you've acquired in this earth. Isn't that ironic? We can spend our entire lives working so hard to achieve all these accolades, all these success, all this, like, really, and I'm using money as an example because we do live in this material world where money is the most ego validating thing that we have, where you can literally be the most amazing person in the world, but if you can't provide for another person, that person may not want you. Not because you aren't a good person, not because you're not a good soul, not because you can't love them, not because you can't heal them, not because you can't teach them. You may have so many great qualities, but in the world that we live in this earthly realm, it's like, well, is he gonna pay my bills? Like, it's something like, and I get it. I understand the importance of monetary success and stability and independence. I get it. But at some point, when that becomes all your value, you won't even be able to receive those things anymore. Not to say that the money won't come in, but it won't actually fill your cup. And I'm losing my point. I'm gonna find it somewhere. But the point, in the original point of what I was saying, is just like, you have to be able to receive things truly in your heart. That's the point I'm making. It's like, you can have all these great things, but on a soul level, is it truly fulfilling you? And oftentimes, if you're not fulfilling yourself on a soul level, you may be able to bring in those monetary things, but they won't actually heal. They won't actually do anything that's going to last you outside of this lifetime. And it also ties in. I'm losing my train of thought. Hold up. Give me a second. That's why I like this. I'm not editing it. You're with me till you're with me, or you're not. But it's like you can bring in and you can ask for so many great things, but until you're able to really truly receive from a soul level, you're really just hindering yourself, because it's a blockage, because it may not even be authentic to what you truly want or need. I believe in reincarnation. I believe that we come whatever shit we're battling in this lifetime, we battled way before. We're just coming back to like actually either heal it or not. And so one of the aspects of that, I think, also has a lot to do with the material world and how you interact with the material world and where you place that. And then it also too may have to do with childhood in a sense of security, or where you come from may affect where you feel like you're supposed to go. But the thing is, it's kind of like if you don't really value your internal self and who you truly are as a person and your own self-worth, what does any of that fucking matter? Like, what does any being a millionaire, having, like, there's things, and I'm saying this from my life, like, there's things in my life I'm bringing in and I'm grateful for, and they are in the material, earthly realm. But the reason why I'm asking for it, and I was just thinking about this, is what is your intention behind what you're asking for? Because if I'm, like, for me, I know I'm about to be one of the most famous, prolific household names in this entire world by the time I leave this earth. And why? And I've been exploring that within myself as to why that's important to me. And within asking that, it started to allow it to be a clear manifestation or a clear asking of God for what I want. Because for me, I'm not trying to do this to make me feel good about myself, because I already feel good about myself now. I'm really grateful for the person I am. I'm grateful for every step of my journey. I'm grateful for every bit and piece of it, because I understand all of it is me. It's a part of who I am. It's a part of where I'm going. But when I sat there and I was sitting and I was thinking, like, well, what is the intentions behind being famous? What's the intentions behind having a successful clothing brand? What's the intentions behind, having a lot of money, like shit like that? What is the intention? Why do you want that? And then when I sat there, I was like, well, honestly, it's because I know I'm gonna leave this earth, and I want to be able to leave things for my children, leave things for my family, leave things for my cousins and I don't think I have any more little sisters, but like people coming after me in my bloodline. I want them to be able to see directly in their lineage someone they love doing something and being successful in it, and knowing that you can have a dream. You don't have to go and work, and the things that you work for has nothing to do with man. That's why I do these. Like, it's like, this is like my Good Luck Charlie videos. Like, like here is my wisdom. Good luck. Take it or leave it. I'm here. But once I sat there and I was actually like being clear about like, okay, like, why am I manifesting a new apartment? Why am I manifesting, certain things? Why am I trying to bring in these things into my life? What is the purpose behind it? Is it just, so I'm independent and I ain't gotta worry about, like, no, like, there's more behind it. There's a sense of sanctuary. There's a sense of inner peace. There's a sense of gratitude I feel every day. There's a sense of gratitude I feel every day in my life, but there's a sense of gratitude when you get to wake up in a space and it's like, this is my space. I don't have to see anybody. I don't have to interact with anybody or anything. This is my home. I can decorate it how I want to. I can bring in the fruits, and it doesn't have to be a compromised environment. Of course, as I evolve and, with marriage and stuff like that, you figure things out with that person. But at this time, in my early 20s, oh no, I need my space. Like, I need my independence. I need the things that make me feel more aligned to myself. And so once I started to, I almost had to bucket a bug. Once I started to align myself outside of like, okay, I want this thing, God, so please give me this thing. Why you want it? So I can have it. That's not enough. It's not enough. You have to know yourself enough, and you have to know your value enough to know that what you're asking for is not too much. It's the same thing too. It's like, even, and that's why I was, I speak in so many rambles when I do this, but like when I was bringing up like self-worth, right, and how that reflects back into, for me personally, it reflects back into my relationships I share with people, where oftentimes I may dismiss or diminish my needs to accommodate for my desires. But within doing that, I'm subconsciously telling myself that what I want is not worthy enough to be given to me. And since reflecting back on that, and since like seeing that and seeing how that shows up in any dynamic, in a lot of dynamics, and also where I've learned that from, it's kind of ironic when I'm sitting here and I'm like, God, please give me this thing. But then I'm not even giving myself the things that I need or the things that I want in dynamics that I share with people. And a lot of that has to do with self-worth. How much do you value yourself to receive the things that you want? How much do you respect yourself to sit here and be like, you know what, God, I want you to give me this right now, and I want it to fall on my lap. First, you got to understand, what is your intentions behind what you're asking for? Is it coming from a pure place, or is it coming from your ego? Is it coming from, I want this, I want $1 million because then all these niggas, they gonna value me and they're gonna see like, oh, I'm this or I'm that because I'm able to buy this, I'm able to take this trip, I'm able to do that. Then people are gonna respect and love me and all that. Versus, you know what, I want $1 million because I want to be able to invest in my business. I want to be able to travel freely. I want to be able to do the things that I love without the pressure of having to go clock in for someone. I'm grateful that for everything that you've already given me, but this is my intentions with it, and it's coming from a pure spot. All right, cool. Then God is more than likely going to bless you, or he's going to bless you no matter what, but he's more than likely is going to pour in a cup that's a clear water versus one that's muddy. It's not going to, I'm not saying like, oh, if you still in your ego, you a broke bitch. Like, no, like, you're still of value, but you have to see your value. You have to see your worth, and you have to understand what you are worthy of, and not placing your worth based on the receiving of something or receiving of someone. Or it's just, you know, learning, growing, changing. But that's all I got. My name is Deja Christian Jewel Brooks. And good luck, Charlie. No, I'm joking. But bye. My phone didn't die though. Yay. See you later.